All right, hello and welcome back to another episode of Tenor for Tenor Granblue Fantasy podcast. This is episode number
6.
six. All right, how's it going?
I'm tired.
You're tired. You just woke up from your midday nap.
Yes, I may have stayed up until 7 in the morning playing Splatoon.
You farmed without me?
I just wanted to see what my things could do.
What the hell? I was
I
gonna
didn't
play
do
this
too
morning
much.
and I was like, you know what? I don't want to get ahead, so I'm just gonna wait.
See, the difference is I'm unbelievably poor in that game.
And
So, well, you have more money than me,
that's
so
because I
I
haven't
gotta
spent
farm.
it yet.
Okay, so yeah, I spent it, so I gotta farm.
I can't believe you were flaming Murdy yesterday.
Okay, Murdia was like 15 levels ahead of us, so it's different. I'm like maybe one level.
Have you hit 50?
Yes.
Oh my god.
We were like 49 when we ended last time.
No, I was 47, I think.
Well, you were always like one level behind.
Each each level that we did was raising like maybe 15% of the bar.
Okay. It's a fun game. It's good. It's really freaking good.
It is a good game. I do agree with that. I still can't believe you betrayed me. Anyways,
I do that every time. What do you mean?
Anyways, in the world of Granblue, we've had a couple things happen since the last time.
Have we? I'm still retired, so.
That's not true. Anyways, last time we were talking lots about Relink, but soon after we had the new mode drop.
Oh, has it been that long?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, the last time we did one, the last new thing was, I think it was just Leg Gala, right? Mainly. It was mostly Relink.
Yeah, and we didn't even do like Gala until like the very end.
The very end because we forgot. Yeah, we're busy talking about Relink. So yeah, Evoking Solomonis. That's the big talk of the town over the past couple of weeks, ever since it released.
It
What do you
sure
think?
has been. A lot of people have their thoughts.
They do.
Personally,
it's been fairly divisive, I would say.
yeah. Personally, I've said this many times on many platforms. I think it's a fun mode. Like it's fresh. It's different. So I enjoyed it when I played it. I haven't played it in like the past maybe couple days because I don't have to. Like it's not limited, so I could just do it whenever I want. So I'm just taking a break. I played it a lot at release, so I'm playing other games, doing other things.
I think that's a good thing about the mode, personally, that you don't have to do it every day or things like that. But yeah, like just going back, my opinion on it is very positive too, and I think it really depends on who you talk to, but generally from what I've seen, it's people don't mind or people like it. However, on the opposite side, I think when people dislike it, they really dislike it.
All right.
I don't think there's like I don't really like it sort of thing. It's either I hate it or it's fine. It's like on that. It's like sort of bipolar, I guess, or whatever you want to call it.
I've seen various reasons why. The simple one is they just don't like roguelites, which is valid. That's fine. But like a lot of it, I feel like comes down to they just don't really understand how to do the mode properly.
Yes.
And then as they figure it out, they're like, "Oh, this is actually kind of fun. This is good." So they change their mind after like finally understanding how to play it.
Yes, I've seen that a bit too. And I think the big thing here is that I lost, I think, around my first 8 or 9 runs before I won one. It was around there. Because like in those first runs, I'm just figuring out what's going on, what's good, what's not, how to win, what I need to actually win. And to be fair, that took like a fair amount of time, right? Like I'm not sure how many hours that took, but 8 or 9 runs is like a few hours at the very least, probably like close to 5 or 6 hours, right? And I think like it's completely fair that someone might not have the time, or they've only done maybe 2 or 3 hours or even less of the mode, and all they've done is lose. And I can see why that would be very demoralizing. Because they haven't like reached the point where they haven't unlocked things like Hanged Man Blessing, or maybe understood the game mode enough to actually get good results from it. Because like I'm seeing a fair amount on like social media or random places on Discord or places like that where there are some people who say, hey, they've done like 50 runs, 60 runs, and they haven't beat one. Like I've seen things like that and I think a fair amount of people there are just losing on the final boss too.
Right,
because he has some mechanics that if you don't have the damage, you have to deal with them.
He's hard. He's a hard boss. Like I struggle like almost every time unless I like have absolutely cracked books, everything, team. Like I fail a good amount. I still fail a good amount of times because he's just it's a hard mode. It's one of the end game modes. So
I think for me, I've not failed any run outside of my speed runs. So unless I'm actively trying to like go super fast and skipping things, I've been mostly playing water, to be fair as well. And I do think Hrisvalga gets to skip a fair amount of stuff. Yeah, so Strawberry in chat mentions that RNG can be pretty unforgiving at times, but overall it's pretty good. I do agree with that. I think one misconception I've seen is that like a lot of people seem to get caught up in like the book or like weapon or like those sorts of RNG things. And that is a factor for sure. I do think that over the course of a run, it is impossible not to see at least one good book. You just get so many. And if you learn how to path well, you will get good stuff along the run. However, I do think the biggest RNG in the mode is where the circle spawns. Because if you get if you get a circle spawned on where you've already sort of cleared out and then it spawns there again, that is like, those are the hardest runs when that happens. So the circle RNG, I think, is the worst part of the mode. Or at least I wonder, it feels really bad, yeah.
I wonder if they would get feedback on that and if they would change that, or if they're like, well, it's just part of the game. Sorry.
I don't think the game would be awful if it just spawned in a different spot. Like it just couldn't choose the same spot as before. Like I think that would be fine. Has anyone beat it with SR and R? Yes.
There isn't like a set couple of circle locations, right? Or is there? Because it's not exactly on the same spot. It's like maybe 80-90% on the same spot.
I don't think it's like 3 set locations. It's more like, it feels that way because it's like 3 general areas, if that makes sense. So yeah, I don't think it's like a certain spot. I think it's just a general vicinity. But if you get one that overlaps 80% of it, it feels really bad.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I'm looking forward to trying out other elements. Like I mainly play water, but the brief times I did play Earth, like kind of problem solving with characters I don't normally use was really interesting and fun. So I think that's one of
Yeah.
the good points of the
Yeah,
mode.
going back on that, like you said earlier that it feels fresh, and I completely agree with that. And that's partially why I like it a lot. And I do like that characters that aren't necessarily good usually are good here. So those are characters that have a starting stack. So like Gwynne, Pengi, characters like this feel a lot better in this mode. Characters that have one-time use things that automatically generate at the start of the fight, like Summer Monkey. Things like this feel really fun to use just because you don't get to use them elsewhere.
But the poor ramping characters, they just
Yes,
don't do anything.
the ramp characters feel bad in this mode, but I think that's fine because the ramp characters can be good outside of the mode. Whereas the
Yeah,
other ones,
so
they're
I like
not
a
good
lot of
anyway.
ramping characters.
Okay, yeah.
My Enyo, my Howhead, my Mikaboshi. Oh my god, they're freaking done.
Yo, Yule.
Oh, yeah, that she was not even remotely on. She needs like 20 turns to be kind of good.
Yeah. So yeah, in general, ramp effects not very good. Using resources characters like a stack as a resource, those characters are quite good. Eternals in general seem just great. I can't really see any Eternals being awful. I'm trying to think of one. Like even Siete would be you can do things on the last boss at least.
Yeah, I think they're all pretty solid.
Yeah.
They also start strong too when your general damage is kind of low.
Yeah, they just have
So
really high stats. Characters with lots of unrecastable skills are hurt a lot. There's not many characters with a lot of unrecastable skills, right? But yes, some characters have like one key skill that is unrecastable or something like that. So yeah.
a strategy I've been kind of using sometimes if I just get kind of terrible character luck is, I will pick up those characters that have unrecastable skills, even though I don't have that book, because then, like, character like Katura, like, her cooldowns are, like, unbelievably long, and she has, like, an S3 that just stops working after a bit. But, like, I'll take her with the intention of replacing her maybe down the line, once I get, another character selector thing.
It always feels clever when you do that. Like when you recruit a character, you use them for a key fight, and then you replace them. Like it's I feel like that's like a cool strategy moment. It feels nice when you do that.
I feel smart doing it.
Exactly. Right. It's really satisfying being able to do that. So yeah, I think both of us have said like we'll see how this mode feels down the line, because I think one of the other main criticisms is that it feels like it takes too long.
It definitely does. I generally I haven't really had time to do a couple runs for the past week because I've been busy with work, and other at-home things. Like I haven't really felt like I had time to kind of sit down and like manually do an entire run or two, most nights. So like I've been taking a break, but like once I have to. Like, once the characters I care about, their Transcendence comes out, I'm gonna have to actually sit down and do those, so.
Yeah, like I think a run on average with water at the moment takes about 20 minutes for me, assuming I don't stop somewhere in the middle. And yeah, and like that's 20 minutes of like manual play and refreshing and things like that. So you can definitely get it lower. I think in some of my speedrun attempts, I think my PB was like 13 minutes, somewhere around there. So you can definitely get it a lot lower, but that's like omega zooming while skipping everything you can. So that's not. I
You're
don't think
also
that's
very good
realistic.
at the mode too. So on average, it's like
Yes.
Sure, the highest potential is 13 for you, but
yeah, I think 20 plus, 20 to 30, I think would be average. Once you get fairly comfortable with the mode. The mode does give you a lot of things though for winning.
I still haven't gotten a sand.
Sand seems to be 10%. 10% for sands.
I have gotten a couple of sextants, which is good because I used all of mine. But it's like only one, but it's fine.
Yeah, just opening Cajun sheet here. On average, when you win, you get 5.6 spellbooks. Very nice. 7.6 SSR anvils, 40 weapon chalices. Like that's nice.
Good.
That's really good. Nice. Oh, yes, and you get 8 pots when you win. On average.
How many pots does it cost to do it? It's like 100 AP or 8 AP, right?
It's I think it's 100, right? So it is really pot efficient. Like really, really, really pot efficient. It's 1.3 pots to host and you get 8 back. So yeah, like this is super pot efficient and you get so many other things. You get 1 tier 4 ring on average, 1 tier 2 earring, 7 Idians, 11 Astras, and then 2 Idian coffers and 2 Astra coffers. So that's average. And then sextants are about 20% and sands are about 10% drop rate. So yeah.
Can they announce what they're gonna use for the next uncap so I can use my sextants on bars again?
Well, sextants are now farmable, so you can just farm them.
I don't. Bars are farmable too, but I don't want to do that.
So yeah. So yeah, the rewards are good, and I think just like what it gives feels like a lot. Maybe time wise, it's not efficient, but it feels efficient. Like the rewards it gives.
You're getting a lot of things for doing one thing, so it's probably efficient in that sense.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing this mode doesn't give that I think a lot of hardcore players probably want is berries.
I think I'm okay.
You're okay.
Well, I guess I'm not a hardcore player, but I still have 29,000. And I have run out multiple times before.
So yeah, that's the I guess the mechanical side of the mode. What has been your favorite like team or strategy or whatever to run?
I'm boring. I've been playing Hrisvelger.
Okay, Hrisvelger's really fun.
Like it just does everything. Like even you just click with your base team. You start with Ilsa, with Maria, Hrisvelger. You just click every single battle mode. It just clears. No skills. Sometimes you can even do level 50s just clicking. Like it just works.
Yeah.
And then if you get Octavia, like even better. If I don't get Octavia, I tend to take. I like Katura. I like. I've taken Gwynne sometimes. I also take Kupitan sometimes. Just in case I don't get like a good gun bow character at the start. I don't know. I think there's a role where like you get bow but you don't get the other one. So like I'll take Kupitan as my bow character for Ilsa.
Okay.
Because she's not the worst and I like her, so.
Like Hrisvelger for me is has been the most fun as well. I've tried charge attack too. Charge attack personally didn't feel anywhere near as nice as normal attack for me. Even when I was comparing like my Earth team, which doesn't have Hrisvelger. I think normal attack, if you have the characters or Yeah, if you just have the things, it feels way better than trying to do charge attack. Just because I think charge attacks, phase 1, where you're getting up to the first miasma boss, feels really bad. Because you have no charge bar. Because you don't have cruise ship buff.
Right.
And you have to get charge bar somehow, so you're just auto-attacking sometimes to get the charge bar. And that does not feel nice. But once you get going, it's good. But getting to that point feels rough sometimes. Character-wise, I'm pretty much the same as you. I definitely prefer the enmity stuff whenever I can. I will preemptively pick. I will preemptively pick Monkey. I will preemptively pick Olivier. Very, very good.
I know they're good. It's just I've never really been a fan of enmity. It's felt too dangerous to me. I'm not very smart. I'm not very good at the game. I don't want to mess it up.
Well, the
But
thing is,
I have fun with my Maria 1 HP book.
I'm gonna try convince you here. It says 1 HP, but you actually have 6 digits of HP.
Yeah, but you just have to get the book. But if you don't get both of those books, if you don't get Maria first,
well, you don't need Maria.
Like, it's too scary for me.
Okay, so in general, I don't pick up that book unless I have something else. Unless I want to gamble. If I want to gamble, then I just pick it early. But I don't pick up the book unless I have the Maria Blessing or I have like Summer Monkey.
Right. So like, what if you don't get those? Then you have to
Well, then I
kind
don't
of
get the book. Then I'm playing stamina. Basically, it's a pivot. If I have Monkey, then I pick the book. If I don't have Monkey, then I usually don't pick the book. Or if I already have Maria, then I'll pick the book. Something like that, right? So it's basically, think of it like a flowchart. It's like the flowchart will say, hey, do you have Monkey already? Then yes, pick the book. Otherwise, skip the book for now. Pick something else. But generally,
it just feels like
yeah,
a lot of requirements when most of the time you could just not do that and be fine. So I'll take that route when I don't need a billion books to make the setup really good and really fun.
It's not even a billion books.
Sure. Tell me all the books that are required to make this good.
One.
Okay, which one is that? Is that the 1 HP shield book?
The shield book, and then you want one character.
Which is Monkey, right?
Yes. Monkey.
And then how does that interact?
Maria. How does that work? Basically, at the start of the fight, you go down to 1 HP. You get 6 digits of shield. And then, you know how you were saying, like, you can just click attack and it kills everything. So you don't need to click any buttons. You do that. And then at the end of the fight, you go back up to full HP.
So Monkey procs at the end of the fight, even if you only take like one turn?
Yes. As long as you clicked the attack button, Monkey will always proc.
Okay.
So you enter every fight with full HP, and then you'll go down to 1. And
maybe I'll try it.
A lot of and you'll have a lot of shield. And then the other thing is, depending on what characters you get throughout the run or what books you get throughout the run, you can then decide for the final boss if you want to be at 1 HP or if you want to be at full HP. So it gives you flexibility there as well. But regardless, you get to start the fight with a crap ton of shield. The combo that really makes it pop off is the one that gives you +1 strike if you're red HP.
Yeah, the multi-strike one. I picked that a couple times. Pretty good.
Yeah. If you get that and you have the shield book and you just have Olivier in your team, then that's like done deal.
Okay, I'm convinced. I'll try it.
It's very good. But yeah, like I said, I will preemptively pick Monkey. I will preemptively pick Olivier,
But,
sorry.
but DY, what if I don't have Summer Monkey?
If you don't have Summer Monkey, Lyria does do the same thing.
Okay. What if
Lyria
I didn't
does
log
do
in
the
during
same.
that event?
Lyria doesn't attack though, so that's. I personally haven't tried Lyria too much. But surely her Svelga's fine.
What
I
if I
still
have
think.
250 Hrisvelger,
Okay,
but I
wait,
don't
what?
have Maria, and I don't have the book, and I don't have Monkey, and I don't have Lyria? What do I do?
Oh no, this is sounding like my videos. I do think that the Shield book without those things is much harder to pick early. I do think it is always a good pick. Okay, not always, but most 90% of the time a good pick if it's just before the final boss.
I've gotten it like just before the final boss before. Oh my god, it's so good. It
Yeah.
feels so good.
Yeah. Because yeah,
I still lost.
just oh, okay. It just reads, hey, gain 6 digits of HP. That's what it says. If you get it on the final boss.
I think I just rolled like every terrible outcome in the boss. I'm just like, I can't do anything. I have a billion hits of flurry. He has mitigate. I have to guard some turns, and then he just like starts chipping away HP.
The mitigate buff is really nasty. With how much flurry and echo you get in this mode, the mitigate is just like a hard counter. I guess that's the charge attack buff there, or it's a buff to charge attack teams.
Yeah, who's doing those?
Anyways, do you have a favorite
But
book?
like, going back to
Mhm.
who's doing charge attack, my first couple runs were actually technically charge attack setups, because I was running Warlock with Uno
Warlock.
and whatever Wizard.
Oh, Wizard. Okay, I was gonna say.
I ran Wizard with Uno, Octavia, and Ilsa, which you would think is an auto attack team, but I got the book where like you give yourself CA sealed on Ogi,
Yep.
but it doesn't consume charge bar. So like once you get that and you are at 100% bar, you just Ogi every turn because Uno clears that buff on Ogi. So he'll clear the buff
Really?
on
Okay.
everyone, so then everyone else Ogis as well. So
Is
like you
that
just kind
really
of
how it
loop that.
works? I didn't know that. Okay. Sort of
It
nuts.
was an interesting interaction. I'm like, wait, what's going on actually? Why am I Oging here?
So
But
it's clearable. I didn't know that. I just I didn't read it. I just assumed it was not clearable.
so I think I also had CA reactivate.
Yeah.
But it obviously it didn't work because you give it to yourself when you Ogi, so you can only get like 4 chains, which is like it's fine. It's not the best strat. It was a strat that I used to get my first couple clears.
There's
So it's
a lot of ways to win here. A lot of different ways. Like
and Uno gives like shield and clears debuffs and
Uno's a
drain
great
and stuff
character
on
here, yeah.
OG. So
Like
it was a good
in my budget runs, we showcased a fair amount of different strats. Like we had the Onmyoji Sidala one. Like I thought that was cool. Where you just click the red skills and the Sidala does a nuke every time you click a red skill. That was
Wait,
basically a
DY,
skill
did you
damage
just
one.
say budget? But you said you use Sidala.
I don't want to hear it.
How does that work?
If you're not sparking on one of the best banners of the year, I don't know what you're doing. I had no opus. Think about that for a moment.
But DY, I didn't do the free event in Side Stories that gives away free opus.
Yeah, that's why there was no opus.
I didn't do zero cart that tells you and walks you through to get an opus.
Oh yeah. Okay, the amount of things we took out was on the meme side, but to be honest, like we can't downgrade our opuses for showcases, so it's just better to take it out at that point.
You get so much power from like all the books that it gives you. Like I feel like grid just doesn't.
It really doesn't matter that much.
Yeah.
Like there was the only M3 Exalto clear. There was the only Uno clear that Lemon did, I think, as well. There was like no other characters, and there was like 2 weapons in the grid, I think, and 1 summon or 2 summons. So yeah, the amount of stuff that you yourself need is not high, but you do need a fair amount of knowledge of the game mode. And so there is that. I hope one thing that the other mode introduces is some better blessings, because blessings at the moment feels undercooked to me.
That's the like Arca cards, right?
Yeah. So Hanged
Where
Man.
you only ever pick Hanged Man.
Yeah, so Hanged Man is so much better than everything else, and the way you upgrade them feels really unsatisfying too. Because when you upgrade them, it doesn't improve the effect, which I understand because it's a strong effect, but like it just lowers the cost. Like I feel like there really should have been like something that gives you a guidebook effect at the start. Like there should be a blessing that gives you a choice 1 out of 3 at the start of the round for you to choose something. Like I'm not even sure if Hanged Man should have been an option, just because it's so much more powerful in my opinion than any of the other ones.
Right.
And running Hanged Man immediately means you can't run Justice because it costs too much, and it also means you can't run Devil because that costs too much as well. So you are stuck with Death and Temperance.
And like, why would you ever pick anything else? It's
So
just that good. So
yeah, it's also
obviously we're
disappointing.
not
Yeah.
going to do that again.
Yeah, it's also disappointing that Death doesn't work on strong enemies. Like I understand that it wouldn't work on bosses, but not working on strong foes feels like overly bad for that particular blessing. Because especially as you get good with the mode or when you bring better teams,
You one tap the
Yeah.
regular bosses anyway.
Exactly. So it feels very good for like charge attack teams where you don't have charge bar at the start. So maybe there's something there, but we are missing 5 blessings. So I'm hoping that the other 5 blessings will be a bit more, I guess, gives us more options than just picking Hanged Man plus whatever else fits because of Hanged Man. It's going to be hard to beat Hanged Man though. I don't know what they're going to do.
What elements are there? There's going to be, let me see. Is there an element we can't do yet? There's only 5 for each.
What do you mean? Oh, like
So we can't do light yet. Once we like get all of these, we still have to wait a couple for light.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why
is fire at the end for both? Oh my god.
Do you think that the other side, like where I'm, what is it, paracyclic something? Do you think the other side? Oh no, we're in allotropic. Do you think paracyclic, cyclical, or whatever it is, will have a different boss?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you think? Okay, slight story spoilers, but do you think it's going to be the Volvia character revealed?
Maybe. That'd be interesting. I'm surprised they went with this type of like story for this route or this mode.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. It just doesn't like these are just kind of like guys, right? Like I didn't read a whole lot of it because I skimmed some of it, but like I don't know. It feels not like world-ending type of thing. Like these are just kind of people that are strong, right? Is that it?
Uh,
They start as just like guys, right?
they are just guys. Yes, they start as just
Yeah.
guys. Yeah.
It's not like the world who is a super powerful primal who is like going to make an entirely new world. Like it doesn't start like that.
I do think they are currently, or at least Rascade is influenced by something like that, though.
We'll see what how it goes. So
Yeah, I'm interested in the story. I like it so far, and the music.
that will hear is is some design.
That was a the Volvia. Yeah,
It's cool. Like I like all the different designs that they're coming out with. Definitely not my personal taste, but I think it's cool that they're different in that sense.
yes, very very different. Um, yeah, I guess the big law drop here is that the Wheel of Fortune is around, which, as far as I know, was the last major arcana missing out of the Arcarums.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's the big reveal at some point. So yeah. Either way, music amazing. All the music in that mode.
It's really good.
Like they had, I don't, yeah, like all the overworld map has new music. The miasma has new music. The battles have new music, and the boss music. The boss
The
music is
boss music
really
was
good.
such a surprise. Like you just did not expect that going into the boss, and it's just like suddenly it's a really different direction they took than what they'd normally do, I feel.
Mm.
I don't know, your music guy, it could be very similar, but to me it came as a big surprise. I
No,
don't
it
know,
is
I feel like
different.
they've just
I would
been
say.
relatively safe. Um, but this one I feel like they kind of pulled out a couple things to make that.
I did have like um a I don't know what to call it, random thought, shower thought as I was I think while I was driving. Do you think that so the singer for the new song, right, is not the usual like Stella Magna people? Do you think this came about because of the stuff with the original Stella Magna singer?
Hmm.
Would this song have would we have got an entirely different song if they were still working with the original guy? Or
I
would the song have always happened?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was just a random thought that crossed my mind.
It's an interesting thought because like a lot of the recent tracks have had that like kind of sound to it. So, curious.
Yeah, so for those who are unaware, basically the one of the singers, I don't know their name, but it's like the singer behind the ultimate, like the Yubaha song, Far song.
The yeah, Zero.
Yeah, like basically that person was wrapped up in some sort of scandal, essentially. I don't know the specifics, it's been a while. But yeah, as a result, they you'll have to correct me, they're not working with Stella Magna anymore or something along those lines.
We don't really know, I feel like.
Yeah, we
Not a
might
lot
not
of
actually
details
know.
have come out about it.
Yeah,
Like, they're just like, hey, he's no longer with us. That type of thing. So,
yeah, and this was months ago. Um, so yeah, there was that. So I'm wondering, like, I can't remember how long ago actually, but it was a while ago. And basically, I was wondering if that meant that they opened their horizons up to maybe other artists, which, if that did lead to this track, it might have been a quote unquote blessing in disguise or whatever.
a
Because the
sad
track's really good.
thing is about these tracks is they're so good that they're probably going to do them live at Granblue Fest, and I'm not going this year. I'm going to be so sad.
I feel like this year is less likely. I don't know. Just because it's so new. I don't know if there's
Well, hopefully
any.
they delay it for like 10 years so when I can go again.
All right. So yeah, that's Solomonis. Is there anything else we should talk about in regards to the mode itself?
Nope. Give it a try. You will fail. I failed a lot. I still fail a decent amount. Less than when I started, obviously, but give it a try.
Yeah. All right. Well, then the other thing that came about from Solomonis is the Transcendence themselves.
Right, that.
Right. That. How do you feel about them? Have you looked at them?
I think they're good. It's just
Honestly,
I
they
want
gave.
to do them all.
Yes, I agree. I'm not doing Kaim at the moment, and it's purely because we don't know how much of the new time gated mats we're going to get, basically. And I need to save mine for the wind characters. So I've only done Maria. Have you done one?
Yes, I did Maria. I am probably she's probably one of my higher priorities among the evokers, even though I know she's like not amazing, but like I like her, so I'll do her over others. But I feel like kind of getting into what the updates are. I feel like we already started seeing the effects of not having to always equip the Arcarum summon with the
Yes.
latest raid. And I'm like, ooh, I kind of wish I had that right now.
Yeah, it would be nice. It would be. Yeah, the 110s gave more than I thought they would,
I
based
was
off the
only
Eternals.
expecting like an Ogi upgrade
Yes,
and
I
like
was
the
expecting Ogi
passive.
EMP. Yeah. Um. So yeah, I was surprised when they got a little bit more, and I would say slightly more impactful things. So I guess let's go in order. We'll talk about Justice first. So Maria on, I'll bring it up on the screen here. There we go. All right, so Maria, her charge attack is upgraded, does more damage. You gain Virtue Sword on charge attack now, which makes it so that her S1, which is put off cooldown already, now activates twice. It's basically the buff that you get when you click S4. And then against foes with unrighteousness, you get Unworldly charge attack with 30% special CA cap as well. So charge attack upgraded a lot. I think this is fairly like, I don't know what the word is, but like it's not like super crazy, I think, but it's good.
It's definitely a lot more than I expected. Like
Mm.
I didn't think they would just. I thought they would just upgrade the Ogi damage multiplier and that's about it.
All
But
right.
it's
Okay.
got some good buffs there.
Yeah. 30% CA cap, I imagine once we're done with Transcendence, these guys are going to be hitting just as hard as the Eternals, or if not more. So there's that. And then, yes, there was the passive upgrade where Maria now, from the backline, when an ally casts a Dispel, it is a bigger nuke than before. And alongside the debuffs it always did, now it gives everybody supplemental damage stackable. And it also makes it so that when they don't have any removable buffs, then it does more damage.
And even if you're not casting buffs, she still passively amplifies skill damage.
Yes, this one, the 10% here. So
like, she's
this
good.
is like Frau, basically. Or Lobelia, rather, right? Either way, the skill cap ones from the backline. So yeah, Maria, just backline passive, very good. Like, she was already one of the best backlines. And now even better.
I'm happy. Again, better
That's
than
good.
I expected.
Yeah.
I had low expectations for her.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting too much from these, and what we already got is decent. Yeah. And then yeah, they got damage cap on 110. Pretty much every Evoker's going to get this because Kaim also got this. So let's move on to Kaim. Kaim's charge attack now, alongside what it did before, now raises 2 of the suits for all Earth allies. It's nice. Kaim didn't get a damage increase. Or like, okay, he did get a slight damage increase, but not like the big one that Maria got.
Every character gets a damage increase on uncaps.
Yeah, exactly. So this is like
stuff.
standard, yeah. So nothing extra on top. But Kaim's big thing, which has been a bit of a talking point, is that he no longer requires a Highlander grid. So it's not an on-off situation. It's more, the more Highlander your grid is, the better the effects. And I think that's big. We have the numbers here. So when you have no duplicate weapons, 30% attack, 60% defense, 15% cap, and 30k supplemental, is that the same as before? I can't remember. No, it's slightly, it's slightly more. Yeah.
Similar.
Yeah, it's before it was 20, 50, 10, and 20k. So it's, when you have 2 duplicate weapons, it's similar to before. So at a baseline, it's more, but now since you don't need to run an entirely different weapon each time, I think this opens up a lot of things for Earth grids.
It's definitely a good change. I'm glad they kind of did that early, so I can do that and not have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Because he just wasn't used for most teams. Like, I feel like Magna. Do you use him much still?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, and Titan, you don't really use him.
Yeah.
So he's coming back. I like him, so I'm happy.
Yeah. So this opens up much more things for single-sided as well, where you need to stack Exalted weapons. And before, Kaim just wouldn't do anything. Now Kaim does something this, which is nice. I think this was overly restrictive. It was like a good buff, but I feel like it held back Earth grids a lot.
Yes.
So I'm glad.
It was okay at the time, but now we've gotten so many more stronger weapons. You just didn't run him in exchange for being able to, run whatever you need to for whatever
2 pillars or whatever. Yeah. I think this is a good compromise as well. I like what they did. The fact that it scales the less duplicates you have. So
the idea is still there.
Yep.
It's just less. So good. Yep. Good update.
Good update. Is there any sort of effects you want to see on your evokers based on these ones?
For just 110 upgrades, I don't know.
So So 110 is Ogi and the backline passive at the moment.
So Frow's Ogi doesn't freaking do anything. It's just
Frow's
some
Ogi is
debuff.
really bad. And it misses.
It's really bad.
I can't believe red hit misses.
I can't rely on any of these debuffs landing. So, you know. And they're local debuffs too, so like if the boss has debuff damping,
It's gone.
questionable.
What do you think her sub ally gets?
I don't know. It's already really good.
It's good.
So maybe it'll just like, because it's already kind of good, they'll just extend. I don't know, because the turn duration for debuffs is
insane.
It's insane in fire, specifically with Sandira. But
Chat
maybe
saying
outside of that,
sub or rigger. I don't see it.
Rigger.
There's no way rigger.
That's too broken. I
skill sub,
can
maybe.
see skill sub,
like stackable skill sub, but that'll be just the belly, no?
I can see like a lower amount, maybe. I don't know. I think that's a smaller upgrade that they can do for this 110. That's like still good if you get it, but like not so broken. Adding an extra hit on every skill damage.
Do you want to talk about your Alanan?
I don't want to run him back.
You don't want to run?
Okay. I've been happy not running him for a bit, even if it means I have to run Michael. But
all right. Well,
I don't know. Like he has his uses.
Okay. I was gonna say I have some words for Esther. If we're not talking about Alanan.
His Alanan stuff is really sustaining and defensive.
Yes.
So like just maybe more sustain, I guess. I feel like they wouldn't change the.
You think he keeps the turn based?
I think that's like part of his identity, but
it's really restrictive.
Also, yeah, it's restrictive. But he also just always does the heal spec, so like he also has that part of it. So there's some part of the passive that always works.
Like I can see. I'm thinking about the remove one debuff. Because like this can't just activate every turn, it's way too strong. I also think just having free debuff clear from the backline on special attack is too strong as well. So
maybe they do 1 turn debuff cut, because that's kind of what they're doing nowadays.
On
like,
top of this,
hey, you get debuff, you can't clear it. Sorry, but you can cut it. So maybe that's okay. Because they're also doing they're also doing can't be removed, can't be turn cut stuff. So like if they really want to, they'll add that to a boss, or like they really don't want you to remove this buff. So bring him into 2026 or 2027 by the time he comes up.
And Alanan's charge attack upgrade is going to be really important to his character, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. He's gonna get unworldly and nothing else.
What if he replaces one of your charge attack characters? I don't see it, by the way. I'm memeing.
So it's really just that open slot with Sandira and Atum.
Yeah.
Currently, at least. That's fine. I like him. There's a baseline level of he's an evoker, so I like him. But he doesn't do anything. He OGs twice. I guess sometimes.
Okay. Esther.
Tell us about your Esther. Oh my god, this character.
Esther Ogi. It already does unworldly. It gives assassin 1 time to everybody. It needs Hermit's Awakening to activate. I don't know what they're doing here. I don't know what they're doing to the Ogi. I have no idea. But the backline passive, my god, if this doesn't give all the buffs. If this doesn't give all the buffs, I'm gonna lose it.
I kind of hope they don't. They just like
You just
increase
want to
the
see me lose
specs
it.
of it. You get like 25% charge bar, but it's still a chance to not get it.
Okay, so just to mention, currently you get 4 out of these 5 buffs every time you do a full chain. Is it full chain? I don't even know if it's a full chain. No, it's just a wind chain burst. No, it's based on number of chains. Yeah, I thought so. So on a full chain, you get 4 out of the 5 ones. So you miss out. You have a 20% chance to miss out on this, on the charge bar 20%, which is like mandatory for charge attack teams. If you don't get this, then sometimes your rotations just sort of fail. So like if this doesn't give all the buffs, I'm gonna lose it. They'll increase the buff count, but also add 1 buff to the list.
That would be so funny. I think I could see them enabling all of them with like an overchain.
Yes.
Like it still doesn't give them all with a basic 4 chain, but
yeah, like
you
if
need
it's
that
like
overchain.
on 5 chain over burst, then you get 5 buffs. That seems fine to me as well. Seems okay. Well, it's better than what we got currently. Basically, I'm saying I will take that. Also, this armored value stinky. Change it, please. 65.20.
Oh, it's not even 100. Oh my god! Come on.
So yeah, that's Esther, and then Cuts. Cuts is his charge attack's important. So Cuts' charge attack is important. I don't know what they do though.
Maybe he does.
So currently Cuts' charge attack is a bunch of defense. It gives the charge bar, which is really important for activating Katura. It also does the clear as well. It does the heal and the clear from his domain. So obviously something
Doesn't
like
it
extra.
proc a bubble on Ogi too because of the charge bar?
Yes, exactly. Because of this charge bar, it procs a bubble. So like having an extra skill nuke here would obviously be good. Having just the charge attack do more damage is fine too. Having a debuff on this would be
no.
good.
Gwynne doesn't do debuffs.
Gwynne doesn't do debuffs. All right, and then
You pay to chain the debuff opens.
Right, and then the sub ally effect. So this is probably one of the strongest sub ally effects. Outside of the skill spec ones, I think. And it's you get 30% perpetuity attack when you're debuffed. And you get 30% defense, but the attack is the big one. I'm wondering if they add more to this, or if they... I don't think they would take away the restriction. Someone mentioned taking away the restriction. I don't see that. I think they keep the restriction, but they maybe add more.
I think they want to have these characters do something still when they aren't having that condition. And he already has that. Like he already has like you have a refresh effect when you're not debuffed.
Yes.
Like Kaim, he just didn't do anything if you were backline. Maria just didn't do anything if you didn't have dispel skills. So like they added that. Like Shay, they still do something kind of like condition to their passives so far at least.
So yeah, obviously while I would like to see this be unconditional or give some broken buff, I don't think that's realistic. I think it's more likely that they add just some extra effects that aren't too impactful, like nothing like echo or things like that. I don't think you get sup here either. I think it would be at most maybe like, I don't know, healing specs, skill specs. I don't think it would be skill specs either. I'm not sure. Basically at the moment it's like when you're debuffed, you're more offensive, and when you're not debuffed, you're more defensive, it feels like.
What if it has a new condition that buffs you depending on how many debuffs are on you?
That sounds really annoying to activate. It's my first thought.
Well, it's wind, so I feel like it's a little online.
What do you mean?
You were just talking about your Catherine earlier in the stream.
Yeah, Catherine sucks. To click. Catherine's effects are really strong. She's just annoying to use.
So gotta stack the Summer Belial and the debuff artifact. Get super cracked.
Wait, what's the
Single
debuff
character.
artifact?
There's a debuff artifact that like gives you a debuff when you have it or something.
Is that a quirk?
I don't remember.
The
mallet.
The
is
mallet.
That it?
Okay. Yeah, the only ways to give debuffs to your characters, I feel like it's too restrictive because it's Summer Belial, it's Halloween Lich, and it's Iwia. I think those are the only ways.
Sorry, I already gave Side Games the idea. They have time to implement that.
Oh
so.
my god.
You're welcome.
I wish a fire character upon you for the next banner.
I have 80 draws.
Okay. Alright. Alright, let's move on. Any final thoughts about Evokers?
No, I like them. I'm excited to do them all eventually.
Alright. So soon after Solomonis came out, we had the Bleach collab. Your favorite franchise.
Yeah, I didn't read a single word of it. I'm glad for the people who like Bleach. Just not my thing,
Malik can also roll no debuffs as well. Oh, okay, it sounds awful. I did read it. I thought it was fun. I think it goes like this collab to me really showed that. So it's called 1,000 Year Blood War arc. But the characters that they showed and that they brought back for the event are like actually from an early arc. So Naruto. Imagine like this one was called like, I don't know what's the final arc in Naruto called? Like the one where you're fighting Kaguya and stuff.
The Ninja War or something? I don't know.
Okay, let's pretend that this arc was called that. Like the collab was called that. But then they brought back only people from the Akatsuki arc.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's basically what happened here. So, like, it was called 1,000 Year Blood War, but they brought back all the characters, and not all of them, but like they brought back many fan favorite characters from like an earlier, really popular arc, like the Akatsuki. I would actually say this is like the equivalent of the Akatsuki arc. Yeah. The Espada makes sense though. I don't know Bleach well enough. At least I don't know current Bleach well enough. But from everything I was personally told, apparently a lot of other characters made more sense for 1,000 Year Blood War than the Espada. But either way, what I want to say on this topic is that I think the choice of Bleach and other collabs that we've had recently, or not recently, but like just over the past couple of years, and this arc also like to me show that like Granblue likes collabing with franchises that have a certain amount of legacy or prestige to them that has like withstood many years. Like if you look at like things like Doraemon or Bleach or One Piece, like we don't normally get like new hot anime collabs. In fact, I can't think of one that we've had. Like I know, for example, I would really like Frieren, but compared to like Naruto or like One Piece, Frieren is really new. So like I feel like there's like they try to lean more towards things that have been running for at least a fair amount of time. AOT when it came out. Was AOT new when it came out? JJK is pretty contemporary. I think JJK is more contemporary, yeah.
So the collab was 2017 in December.
Either way, AOT is an old collab at this point. I wasn't even playing the game. I'm more talking about looking at the more recent ones. Right? We had FMA. We had an FMA Brotherhood collab in 26. Just think about that. We had an Evangelion collab in 2025. A Hunter x Hunter collab in 2025. Like, these are a Negima collab in 2025. I didn't even know what this was.
Yeah, I feel like they tend to the people who are making these are definitely like old heads.
Yes.
Like they're old.
Yeah. I'm not saying that this is a bad thing. I'm just saying like this seems to be what Granblue collabs tend to lean towards. Which also means that we tend to get collabs.
Right?
Yeah, we tend to get collabs that I feel like we don't see too much in other franchises or like other games. Which I don't mind. But yeah, I think the Bleach, the character choices of this collab also show that a bit. Because like I was saying this on stream when I was reading the Bleach thing, where I feel like the Espada arc, the equivalent to like let's say the Akatsuki arc, is probably like where a lot of people like kept up with the Bleach, but maybe like stopped reading afterwards. So like that's
is where kind of where I was, yeah.
Yeah, so like this is where like probably a lot of people know these characters. Whereas if they just introduced, hey, the Kaguya arc characters, then people would be like, I don't know who this is. And they would have less attachment. Whereas these characters have been around for longer. And they're some of the earlier ones, so people are more familiar with them. It's sort of like we're rewatching Marvel stuff recently. It's like I don't know many of the new Marvel guys. I don't care for them. But like the old ones, like Captain America, Iron Man, I know those ones and I care about those ones. It's sort of like that. It feels like that a bit. Where like these Bleach characters are like those old, sort of more popular ones.
Right. Was who is this guy?
Which one?
Mayuri? Was he popular? Why did they add him?
Mayuri?
People like him?
I don't know what the general like community's thoughts on Mayuri is. But I would say he's an iconic character.
Right, okay.
He reminds me of Orochimaru a bit.
Yes.
If that sort of makes sense. But he's a, I'll say good in air quotes guy, a good guy compared to Orochimaru.
That's one of the few things I remember, like he was technically good. He's like a good guy, but he's like kind of,
Yeah. Like Orochimaru is a bad guy. But like Mayuri is a good guy.
Good in the end. He's good in the end.
So yeah. You think GBF needs to slow down on the collabs? I think the gap between FMA and this one was very short. But overall, the amount of collabs we get this year will probably be the same amount as previous years. So like this year, we've got FMA and we've got Bleach. So that's 2 collabs.
Is the Bleach thing coming out soon? Like maybe they had to speed that up.
Started.
To fit it in.
It literally started last week. They coincided it. Yeah, it was on like the timing is intentional. Yeah. And last year we had Evangelion, Hunter x Hunter, Negima. So it was 3 collabs last year. The year before that was Slime, Sanrio. I don't know if we count Sanrio, but yeah, either way, 2. No, 3, sorry. There was 3 with MHA. And then before that, it was 2023, which was 2. And then 3. Yeah, it seems like on average 3, right? So currently we've got 2 this year. So, like, I understand that this gap was very short, but I think in the grand, like, picture, we will probably get 2 to 3 collabs a year. So it's not that different is what I'm trying to say, I guess. It feels very short. The gap between this one was really short. I think that's the biggest thing.
And I'm glad none of them are stupid broken. So I don't care.
Yes. So we'll talk about the characters now.
All they want.
since we're on the gacha characters, we had Nell as a gacha unit, Hitsugaya, and we had Urahara as the summon. So, yes, pretty much what Omikun said I agree with. None of these characters or summons, the gacha ones, feel super broken or anything. I think last time we talked about collab characters was like Olivier, and that character was that character and the summon was something.
Yes.
But both of these characters to me look good. But
They're good characters.
Not good enough that I feel bad missing out on them. Like Hitsugaya does a dispel, a nuke on chain attack or chain burst. Sorry, on chain burst he does a nuke, and then at the on the foe special attack he also dispels. So he potentially has 2 dispels a turn. Obviously very good. He has charge attack stuff. He's fitting into a charge attack team. Gives charge bar. Has veil, dispel, cancel. Like his kit is good, but like not super meta defining is how I feel. And Nell, I feel very similarly about. So they're good characters, and it doesn't feel bad to get them at all, especially if you're newer. They're really solid characters. It just doesn't make them a must-have for meta reasons. Or I also don't feel like they're potential people as well.
Right. You've been testing some like wind setups lately. Have you felt like, oh, I kind of wish I had Nell here ever? Like
so,
you just said,
yeah.
You know.
So we were actually testing this earlier today, and Nell has come up a couple times because she does have a strong 1 button, which is this one. It gives her double strike 1 turn, and it makes her auto nuke a lot. And the question that was posed really is this 1 button worth it over other characters? I don't have the character to test. I don't plan on doing pulls in Bleach. So I can't test this, but I have tested with characters like Noir, who has a similar 1 button, even though she's not doing the auto nukes. And from everything that I can tell, and also calculating how much the skill damage would do and things like that, it would not be worth clicking her button over other buttons. So if you're clicking a button, currently, it seems like Infinite Trouble is very high value, followed by Gwynne. We'll get to Gwynne later. Gwynne S3 is very high value, and then Galleon 1. It was sort of in that order. And Nell's would be like below that. So it comes down to how many buttons you want to click in this rotation. But the more buttons you click, the more effects you want that last more than 1 turn. So you would rather click things like Vampy 2, or maybe even Naru 1 and 3. So that just pushes out Nell further and further. So Nell, to me, looks like a fine character if you have her for offensive like purposes, but not a meta option, is the way I see it.
Which is a perfect spot for them.
Yes, exactly. I think that is a good spot for the characters. We also had Urahara, the summon.
Right.
So this summon had a sub aura that that gives instant CA standby to light allies after 3 turns. It has a can't resummon call. And initially when this came out, we were like, where is this useful? Because like it didn't really make sense. And then
has anyone figured it out?
Yes. And it's for Yoruichi, which is the free character.
Oh my god. Okay.
And like lore-wise, they're connected, right? Lore-wise, these two like go hand in hand. So it makes sense that Urahara supports Yoruichi. But yeah, that's the main combo. So is it worth stoning this summon? If you really like Yoruichi and you want the Bleach stuff together, I get it, right? But I think that's fine for this summon too, right? I don't want Armstrong. Armstrong sucks. Having to pull for Alex Armstrong feels bad, but pulling Urahara feels like, hey, if you're a big Urahara fan, then you would pull for him and you'd be happy to use him with Yoroichi. So, yeah. And on that note, by the way, I think Ichigo and Yoroichi look really good. Have you looked at their kits?
Yeah, I took a look at them, especially on release with Yoriichi. These are good characters. For free? Like,
Yeah.
they just be giving me these away for free?
Like I think all the characters feel around the same level, both the gacha ones and the free ones. And in some cases, the free ones feel better as well. I don't know. It's hard to say. I think it's hard to compare across elements. Basically, is the thing here. But yeah, Yoroichi looks good. She has a lot of normal attack. She's a sort of a selfish attacker that does a lot of normal attack damage. She relies on dodging. She has like double strike. The reason Urahara works well with her is to give her Shunko again, because she doesn't get charge bar normally while she has this buff, and it lasts 2 turns. Yeah, and then you get the double strike again. So yeah, it's nice. It's nice. You feel big with Ichigo. It's funny, most CAs in dark and mostly women, and then there's Ichigo. Yeah, so Ichigo is a dark charge attack character. Ichigo and Hitsugai sort of feel similar to me in the fact that they fit into charge attack teams. They both dispel. They both do a fair amount of damage. They auto nuke and things like that. So yeah, this character unworldly damage, 2-hit bonus, and then yeah, this skill here gets Gatensho. This activates whenever a chain burst activates, and this one dispels and also gives him charge bar, which helps him loop.
All around, good character, good kids. Very useful for a lot of current content that a lot of players want to do. So
yeah, he's good in the Odious raid as well, because charge attacks are decent there. Probably be fine in Guild War too, I think, because charge attacks are generally like pretty reliable setups for NM250.
dispel and 30 bar. Okay.
He's good. Character's solid.
Debuff immunity too. Come on, free character.
A free character.
These characters are gonna feel bad when if you haven't logged in during the event, which is the unfortunate downside of collabs.
Yeah. But for the characters this time, they're like strength wise, I think they did really well.
Yes.
This is more what I want to see from collabs. More what I'm happy to see. Not the FMA stuff. I felt good with the Evangelion stuff outside of Shinji and Rei, personally.
Okay. Interesting.
Did you think the other stuff was really strong? Like Asuka and
the characters,
Kaoru?
I think those were a good spot. I think the summon at the time was questionable.
The summon?
Yeah. That's about it. Like the gacha, you could still, I use Kaoru, I guess. I've since replaced him with Europa, but like he's just kind of a full auto character. Like we get those every other banner, so.
Have you guys noticed that a lot of recent collabs have GBF voice actor veterans? Yes, but I think that's every collab, yeah, because like
GBF has a lot of voice actors.
Yeah, since everything in GBF is voiced, we just have a lot of voice actors. So, there's only so many people in the industry. We're gonna overlap somewhere. Yeah. All right. So there's our collab. Next news. The Odious raid.
Right. How has that been going?
6-man raid. It's for me, I haven't farmed too much. I've got the summon uncapped. I've farmed, I think, 20-ish weapons, new weapons. I keep getting the harp and not the spear.
20 weapons. What a sack.
I don't think that's true. How many have you farmed?
Let me see. 4, 6, 7 plus 4, 11.
Okay. I have. Okay, I lied. I don't have 20 weapons. I have 12.
Okay. How many does it take to uncap? 120 plus 60, 180 minus 290. I have, oops, 80 plus 290. 470 unique mats.
That's
the ones
including
I've
everything you've used.
Yes.
The summon as well. How much was the summon?
Yeah.
120?
120, yeah.
Okay, I'm at 350 then.
I mean, you're doing pretty well for yourself.
Yeah, I haven't farmed too much. Yeah, the raid. Okay, so chat doesn't like the raid. Personally, like
Chad doesn't like the raid. Sounds like a bunch of people who don't have the harp.
I don't have the harp. I've been doing the 2-turn manual strat. But yeah, that's what the raid has been for me, basically. For me, the raid has been, I'm not really interacting with its mechanics because I'm just doing my rotation and then moving on to the next one. If it hits 20% unchallenged, then I just Alex and do my burst the next turn. So yeah, like I haven't really felt that this raid is bad or good because like it's just me doing rotations and farming it. I have looked at the mechanics though, and currently it does look very hard to FA, if not impossible with what we currently have. So yeah, you don't think anyone interacts with the raid mechanics? That's why it's bad? No, that's not true. Well, I disagree with that because like when, I don't know, when new raid comes out and I'm just doing a blue chest rotation, like when the M3s came out and I'm just doing a blue chest rotation, I'm not interacting with its mechanics, but I wouldn't call them bad raids because of that. I would just say I don't know the raids because I'm just doing my rotation and leaving.
You're not really going to interact with the raid if you're taking a couple turns.
Yeah, exactly.
Like once you start taking turns in this raid, that's when it kind of matters. So.
And yeah, I just haven't gotten to that point where I'm taking turns because I'm just doing my blue chest rotation at the moment, which is about 5.6 million honors if you guys aren't aware of that. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So yeah, I don't have much thoughts on the raid itself because I just haven't interacted much with it. I'm just doing my rotation. The weapons.
Was it hard to find a rotation?
Was it hard to find one? So I didn't farm on the first day because it came out while I was busy. So by the time I was ready to farm the raid, there were some rotations already out. So I didn't make them myself. I just copied other people's. But yeah, no, it's been working. It's clicky. It's a Raziel burst. So, and with Kitten, so you're clicking a lot of buttons. But 5.6 is also a high number.
Is that our highest blue chest? I think it is.
It might be. Was Revan's previously the highest?
No, CCW was 5 mil.
Oh, right, it was, yeah. So 5.6 is higher then. I feel like the raid mechanic is complicated and there's too much to read.
Yeah, that's why I don't read it.
You hate reading like 3 paragraphs? Okay, it's not 3 paragraphs, let's be real here. But yeah, I get it. It's hyperbole, but still. No, raid being... okay. All right, let me just throw this back at you then in chat. Do you feel the same way for Far Zero? Do you feel the same way for Hexa? Do you feel the same way for Vesusia? Because I would say those are infinitely more complicated raids. And those are raids that you actually do need to interact with. So you should probably understand them.
Those are raid tiers that are higher than this raid. So I shouldn't have to read to do a 7-star raid.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so yeah. So like I think having to read just because you don't understand a boss is not grounds to mean that it's bad. Like yeah. So yeah. I think it should have been closer to Hexa than what it is. Again, I have very little opinions on the boss's mechanics just because I have not interacted with them. I'm just doing my rotation. And I guess I'm surprised so many people are familiar with the raids mechanics because I thought most people would just be blue chest farming and getting out.
Well, you know, when you're not as strong, you have to kind of be familiar because you're taking a lot more turns.
That's fair. Yes, that's true.
This whale DY only has to take 2 turns.
It's
I
all
have
free to
take
play
7
stuff
turns.
outside of the everything that's gotcha.
Hey.
5.6 is a lot to blue chest. Yeah. Yeah, this might be me just being unrelatable. I'm sorry. Mins are high enough that anyone that doesn't have endgame stuff has to know the mechanics. Okay. In that case, I will ask. Let me ask. What mechanic do you guys find is, I suppose, the difficult one? What's happening that is making the raid not fun or whatever? It's the normal attack omens alongside the FC chain omens. I see. Okay.
Well, can't you just ignore one of those? Isn't that the intention? You know, back in my day, we couldn't stop the boss from doing an attack. It just did it. And you had to deal with it. And it didn't even tell you when it was going to do it. It just did it, and you had to know when exactly it did it and what condition. So, you know, just putting that out there. We just took it. We had to full cut or 70% phalanx every turn just to not die. We had to bring Veil and actually do overchain and bring plane damage.
Old woman Omikin yelling at the people across the lawn.
They don't understand. They don't get it. Now they can full Lucilia's hard. Back in my day, we had to get in voice chats, coordinate everything.
When I started Granblue, we had to do that. Like I started Granblue in 2020, so that was like still the era where people were in voice calls doing Lucy hard or Bubs hard. Actually, I was there for when Bubs released, so yeah.
We voice chatted for Yubaha, actually, when I was starting.
That wasn't a thing when I played, yeah. I was around for the tail end of Parastrats in PBHL.
Right. I was one of those paralyzers. Brought song for that.
Yeah, so I was around for the very end of that. I think even at that time, it was like some people did it, but most people were starting to not do it anymore. But yeah, I think even looking at base Odious, not the new one, Nihui is like one of the harder ones.
It sucks. It's an annoying raid.
Yeah, regular Nihui sort of
my
stinks.
least favorite.
So I can fully see that this new one is gonna be harder or more annoying or whatever you want to call it. So I guess we'll have to see with the other ones as well. Thing is, yeah, regular Nihui like that took a while. I think When all of them are out, which one do you think will be the worst? And which one do you think will be the easiest?
One of the light or dark ones, I think those are still kind of annoying.
I think Papa is pretty annoying.
I would say Papa Lacuva is going to. That's my current least favorite.
Like, because Papa
Like,
is like chat was talking about how like there's extremes of NA and CA omens. Papa is that currently. Papa is like triple attack omens while also having like deal high damage hits. Boat sucks. So yeah, Nihuyvintae, I think a lot of people don't like.
I think that one is fine if you have enough HP.
Yeah, I'm okay with Nihuyvintae now.
So like, I have most things in the game, but I still struggle on Papa Lacuva. I have to Ogi that like currently. Like I can't get the auto attack subs to work because it's just so
Yep, I'm
specific
on
and you
charge
need
attack.
certain thresholds. It just doesn't work. And like there's very limited stuff that I can change in that charge attack setup too because of the raid mechanics.
I do think like when Nihuyvintae came out, that took a while to figure out.
That one did definitely take a while.
Like that plane damage omen was sort of nuts. So, I remember Belma came out and that was like a nothing burger for me. It was like I just took in whatever FA and it just worked. And
I
the
think
dark one was fine too.
Nihui, I couldn't get a good setup for that one that was like reliable enough up until Apollonia release. Like once I got her, the raid was just like you just throw her in there and it's easy. But up until then, it's like I'm just like dying randomly to stuff, so like I couldn't really get a consistent setup for that one.
Nihui was I used Halmal off Ellie Halmal until Edward Elric came out. And now I'm using Edward. But yeah, Nihui for me, it took like the setups that came out were not intuitive. But they worked. But yeah, currently Papa feels the worst to me. I would say.
Is the one that I throw on at work when I need a long full auto.
Yeah. We'll have to see. Do you think, when all's said and done, where do you think Nihui, currently the 6-man, will sit in the order of easy to hard?
I think it's currently easy. Don't tell anyone on that.
You think it's easy? Okay.
I think like especially like once we get more options in Earth, like we can just full auto solo with that raid.
I do think that they can go in order. So currently we have water weapons dropping. I think the next raid is going to be fire. So we use our water weapons. And the thing about these raids is that your odious weapons are stronger when you bring them to the raid. So I think the intention is that you farm
water.
Yeah. So I think the intention here is that you farm the odious weapons here and then use these odious weapons to farm the next raid. What order did the OG come out? They came out in pairs. So fire, water came out first, then earth, wind, then light, dark. So yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, I can see that happening. I'm excited for Belmer weapons.
Yeah. I mean,
the current water ones are interesting.
Yeah, let's talk about the new water weapons. So we'll go with the first one, which is the Exalter weapon. The Spear of Mortality Verboten, the Fiend Spear. So 25% Exalter, so sits right between Omega and Optimus. Exalter. It has Puncturing, which is basically impalement. And then it has Boostable Sup as its third skill. On paper, looks very good.
The sub value is interesting because when I was testing it, I couldn't get it to hit 50k for one weapon.
I see. So you probably
You want
3? Is that double-sided?
multiple. It was double-sided. I have like 300 something aura percent.
Okay. It's 4
So
weapons single side and 3 on double side. Okay, yep. I think on single side the Exalter already makes it so you want 4, right? But yeah, 3
yeah, that's like
weapons
the minimum you
on
need.
single side, I see. And is this assuming that the summon is 180, Cajun?
It should be, yeah.
This is assuming that the summon's 180, okay. Yeah, because these summons are weird because they scale from 120 up to 180. So okay. The weapon has no raw attack. The second mod is basically raw attack. I would call this raw attack personally. You'd not run Odious if you weren't maxing summon aura. I agree with that, yeah. So yeah. Do you think this weapon will be a copy across all the elements?
Ooh, interesting. Yes, I think so. I think these are all very general
Yeah.
skills. So yes.
Yeah.
The
I
other one
personally
though,
think,
I
yeah,
think
the
that
other
one will
one thing
change.
I think changes. But this one I think is gonna be the same across the other elements too. So 3 weapons on double side in your grid. That is big, to be honest. That's a lot. So what are we looking at? 3 of these and then like 2 of the amp ones, maybe? You have your Opus.
So much room.
Yeah,
You have
so
to use.
that's 5. And then you have Opus Destroyer in your grid. So that's 7 weapons. So you have room for 3 more. I guess there's like Celestial there. There's like, did I forget something? Yeah, Odious grids are very cramped at the moment. And then you want like, you can fit like maybe 1 or 2 other weapons from the Odious series if you really want.
Like the water ones they kind of stink. Besides the sword, right?
There's the skill sub, but it has like Garrison or something else on it. It was like some defensive mod.
Yeah. Heal cap and progression.
Yeah. You probably want
That's
to
like
run the other weapon currently, the other new one, the harp.
Yeah.
The harp also looks good. So the harp is Vitiation. Do you know how to pronounce this?
No.
Okay.
I had no clue.
Boost the water allies attack and damage cap based on how many taboo. So this looks like the M3 Exalto weapons. Are the numbers the same? I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't seen any numbers. I'd have to throw it into a grid, but I'd have to make one for that. So I don't want to do that
It is
yet.
different numbers as Cajun. Okay. It gives small stamina and it gives skill amp. So this one I do think changes. I think the first skill stays the same, right? It's just the bottom 2 that's going to change.
Yeah, I would say that. It does kind of feel like they split up the Magna Exalta into like these 2 weapons, which is really interesting.
It does
But
feel like that, doesn't it? Yeah.
we'll see which one fire gets, because fire tends to get good things.
Cajun says 4% EX might per copy and then 2% special cap.
Oh yeah, special cap. That's an interesting one.
So the Magna ones are 2% EX per copy and 1% regular cap. So these are better.
The flip side is you're not stacking a bunch of these. So
special cap is more important than regular cap too, because you have so many more sources of regular cap. Interesting.
I like how it's different, and it gives us another option.
Yeah, they look good. Like as in like the new Odious weapons and Odious grids in general. I think they're gonna be great. in the future.
DY, are these the Magna replacers? Do I not have to farm Magna anymore?
What are you gonna farm these raids with?
What I'm gonna farm these raids with? My primal, obviously. So I don't have to farm these raids
Who
anymore,
does this
right?
hypothetical person that you were asking the question for gonna farm
Oh,
these
oh,
raids
oh,
with?
hypothetical, the
Yeah.
one that's definitely not me.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna throw my gacha weapons in my grid because I'm running half primal.
Okay, I don't want to hear it.
Because they're good weapons. Grands are good, always.
I'm gonna direct all these people to advanced grids.
And my 230 Lucy, my 220 actually. I don't have enough sand for the 230.
You don't like befoulments? I agree. Befoulments is still an awful system, I think.
They could be good, but like the way they did it is just there's so many levels of RNG and it sucks.
Yeah. Like this exorcism. I only recently learned that this is not exorcism, by the way.
Oh.
It's exorcism. And I
This
Googled
feels like
this
when I
word.
learned that it's Arcarum and not Arcanum.
Right.
That took me many years.
I Googled this and then it said, hey, you probably mistyped exorcism. Anyways, I think this entire column, like these 3 columns to the right, doesn't need to exist. I think this sucks. This should have just been like one reduction. It didn't need to be random. And then this, yeah, I don't know. I never liked AX, and this is literally just AX again, so.
Yeah, if like they really wanted reverse AX, I'd be fine with just the permeation. And then like you upgrade or you reduce it by a set amount.
Yep.
That's it. That's what I'd be accepting of. But the additional levels of like it's a random reduction every time, so you could get this one and you could get the other one. It's just insane.
It is. I guess this is more of a public, like, I guess, PSA here, but don't worry too much about the reduction. This is min-maxing. The main thing that matters is the permeation. So starting with a permeation 1 is way better than starting with a permeation 6, even if you low roll every reduction. Because like this is 16%, as you can see here, and this is 6%. So it's just far better to start here and then low roll these, or low roll this, and then rather than start here and then high roll this. So always start with a lower permeation if you can. And then as for the stat itself, so I've been thinking about this, and currently I'm leaning towards just like, obviously this is heavily generalizing. If you're doing like a normal attack team where you're not charge attacking, then obviously charge attack down is the best, right? But throwing all that stuff out the window, just in general, I'm thinking like attack lowered and DSR are probably the least detrimental to many teams. That's currently how I feel at the moment.
It depends on how many you're stacking.
Yes, you
Like,
can't do
I
too
feel
many
like
attacks.
the top level of like generalization is just pick
Whatever you don't
ones
need.
that whatever you don't need, and then like don't do too many of them. Like,
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, like because this attack is not additive. This is important to note. So you can't if let's pretend your grid had 400% attack up. Stacking 100% attack down with your odious weapons does not mean you have 300% attack up. This is like negative amp. You can think of it like negative amp at the end. So having minus 100% attack would mean you do 0 damage at the end. So yeah, that's why it's not, you can't just stack this and be okay. But generally, I think DSR is okay to give up a little of. And
I think there's always going to be a dump stat for whatever type of team you're making, and then the like attack and DSR are like your general ones that you take as well as
Yes,
the other ones.
I agree. Yeah. So yeah, like CA for me can be a dump stat for many teams, just because I'm not charge attacking a lot. But obviously, I would not put this on a weapon that gives charge attack specs. So yeah, defense. I don't think defense is a dump stat. I again, this is so context
Depends on the
dependent.
content. Like if you're
It
not
really does.
taking turns, it's gonna be a dump stat.
Yeah, and turn damage you can put in the same boat. So yeah, this is why it's so hard to answer questions when people say which befoulment is the best, because it really depends. Really, really,
It depends
really
on the weapon.
depends.
It depends on the content. Depends on the team. Like
Yeah.
there's so much. It depends. So you can't. There's no answer to that.
But yeah, in Solomonis recently, I have been running debuff down, attack down, and CA down. I do not want to do skill personally because it's a final amp and this number is bigger than this number, essentially. So yeah, someone mentioned, hey, isn't skill damage easy to cap? I think this is less of a cap question. No.
Why would I do that when I do skill damage when I could just do one that I don't do damage in instead?
Yeah, so doing CA is better. Is it good enough to warrant separate setups with different befoulments? In the future, yeah, it will be. Like, I will 100% want like CA down on setups with that don't CA, but then not want those in setups that do CA.
So keep farming. You're never done with this raid. Also, you need the mats for everything.
I heard skill befoulment directly modifies the skill percent rather than the final mod. I would leave this question to Cajun. But my initial instinct is that skill damage lowered feels worse than attack down. This is just pure gut feeling and zero testing. I do want to make that clear. The skill damage is additive with the skill damage mod. Okay, so if a skill does 400% damage, then minus 50 would be 350% modifier. Okay, so it does really depend on the skill then. So yeah, skill damage is probably fine depending on what skills you're using.
So now you have to know your skill damage hit percentage for each character.
It really depends on the skill in that case. I don't think, like you mentioned, it was like little effect on single hit skills but worse on multi hit. I don't even think that's true. It really depends on the modifier of the skill. So yeah. Either way, befoulments, I'm not too happy with them, but they're in the game now, so we have to deal with them. I suppose.
I don't know if they would even like change them. Like they would just make a new system at that point.
Yeah, I don't know what they would do.
Because they didn't change AX.
No, they just. I thought
They
they
just
were
made
done with
Awakening.
it. Yeah, like I really thought they were done with it when they made Awakening, but then they were like, "Hey, never mind, we liked it."
We're gonna have Reverse Awakening soon.
Reverse. Okay, what does that mean?
So like
You spend mats to make your weapon worse.
you spend mats to make your weapon less worse.
Okay,
As
that's called making it better. Which is current
they
Awakening.
start with the negative effect, and then you reverse awaken it, so it's less bad. So like the weapon starts at, evil awakening 1 that gives you 50% multi attack down, but then you awaken it, and then now it only does 10% multi attack awakening down.
Okay, so it's
But
befoulments,
it's not
not
random.
random.
It's not random, guys. It's not random.
Okay, so it's befoulments, but not random, is what you just said.
Yeah. Yeah. So like it's like AX, but then they did awakening, so you don't have to do the random part of it.
Okay, all right. All right. We'll move on here. Oh wait, before we move on, odious new raid music, amazing. I'm loving all the new music we're getting recently. And
Side Games, if you're listening, please put out the album of the high quality, or just release the single versions. It's fine. Just give us the high quality.
Give us high quality, yes. And yeah, I'm excited to see where this summon series goes as well in the future with further uncaps and new stuff. I think it'd be great. Okay. Legend Gala.
Oh right, that
Legend Gala came out a couple days ago. Did you pull?
I actually
sparked.
didn't.
You didn't.
I didn't
You didn't pull
do
at
any
all.
additional pulls.
Okay, wait. What do you mean additional?
Well, there's a scam.
Oh, okay. So you did the scam.
And I did my 90 yens.
Okay. You did your scams and your 90 yens.
And we have daily free singles too. So
And daily free
that's what I've done.
Oh, okay. So you've done no additional pulls.
No additional pulls, which is what I said in the beginning.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Tenner for tenner, but DY already sparked. Yeah, so we were originally going to do a tenner for tenner here, but
I told them to.
I will do a tenner on the collab banner.
It's not the same.
All right, we'll save it for the future then. All right. Either way, we'll talk about the characters. What's your impressions of the characters?
I think they're decent. They're in elements that I don't care a lot about to like have every character, but like I think these are pretty good characters to come out. You've been playing with Gwynne a lot though, right?
I
haven't really seen much with Yo, so like I've only seen Gwynne stuff.
Okay. What stuff have you been seeing the most of for Gwynne?
Just I saw like occasional like burst setups, full auto, quick full auto setups. So seems decent.
Yeah. I suppose we start with Gwynne then. Yeah, so I sparked this mana because it was both water and wind raid up, which are elements I care about. Gwynne at the moment, just to summarize, she's a normal attacker. She is a more on the bursty side of things. And currently for meta teams, she shines when you want to click one additional button. So her S3, which gives her 1-turn assassin, is very, very good. Unlike Naru, she passively buffs her normal attack damage through her passive. Naru needs to click her S1. So Naru's inherently slower than Gwynne. So that's where Gwynne sort of shines at the moment. I haven't tested her too much in regular full auto. I put her in the Naru for Midas FA over Metera. She worked. It worked fine. It didn't noticeably improve anything or slow down anything. It was about the same. Which did surprise me. I thought Metera's skill hits would make the plane damage thing appear slower, but it didn't really change that much. The timings were similar regardless. But yeah, I'm overall happy we got Gwynne. She opens up more options. I do wish her 0 buttons was better because this passive makes it look like her 0 button's going to be way better, but currently Galleon and Grimnir are better still than her. And it's funny that Grimnir's better, right?
Please get rid of Grimnir. Oh my god. I'm sorry. He's been here since like 2020.
Grimnir has been here since 2020. That's when I started the game. I started the game on this banner. So I'm obviously glad that Grimnir's here because he's my favorite character, but
we've had 6 years of him.
But it's funny that this one passive is enough to carry him. And I think it's really funny because other elements have dropped these characters. Unless it's Ilsa. All right, but Ilsa also has an insane 1 button as well. But water doesn't use Poseidon. Earth doesn't use Kokoro. I don't think Light has one actually, right? Yeah, I don't think Light has one. So yeah, it's funny that we're still using Grimnir, and Grimnir's beating passives like this. That's what I find the funniest. But yeah, for zero button, Gwynne is outdamaged by Grimnir. The order goes Galleon, Grimnir, then Gwynne. That's the order. But yeah, I think I'm glad that we got her. I did test her with the other sword characters like Leisha and Volfrid. That worked about as well as expected, which wasn't super notable. It's fine, not bad, but there's way better things to do at the moment. K-Team did do an NM90 with Kaguya with this thing. A boost to saber and gun specialties, damage cap and skill specs. I think it was an Oro S1 with Mercy NM90.
Oh, right. Yes, I think I did see that.
Yeah, so that's sort of neat, but Gwynne doesn't have good gun characters in the first place, and yeah, I think the main part of the kit is really this S3, this one-turn assassin, and the fact that she passively buffs her normal attacks. People have talked about Solomonis because, like, just like Water Gwynne, she gets stacks that she can just use up. So yeah, I think it'll be nice, but I don't really value being good in Solomonis that highly compared to the other parts of the game. And then Yo is, for me, a fun full auto character currently. I haven't used her really outside of full auto. But yeah, essentially you take her down to red HP, which is relatively easy to do. It does need a bit of artifact support. Like, you want the HP cut on S1. I think that's the best way, which takes her down to 28%. And then you either have an entry trigger or you charge attack or you let the boss hit you a little bit and then you activate red. And then she's doing good normal attack damage, does auto nukes, and then gives double strike to the ally in the next position. Fairly frequently, which is nice. I was saying earlier that if this went to MC, this character would have been a lot better.
Okay, that's why they didn't do that.
But yes, exactly. That's why they didn't do it. But I think she's fun to use. She's fun to use, but at the moment, I feel like she's not super, like, important. She's a good character, but not meta-defining. I also think it's really unfortunate that I really like full force counter as a concept, and I think it looks fun. Whenever I see characters like Eliza do it, it's fun.
They're fun. I like it.
But
and Eliza.
She only gets this when you have Heartfire, and Heartfire you get red HP, and when you get this buff, you also get 10,000 shield.
Oh.
And when you take shield damage, you're not taking damage, so you don't full force counter.
Then run the artifact that ignores shield.
Yeah, but you're in red HP because you're below 25.
That only affects above HP. Ugh.
So
let us click.
So yeah, I feel like this part of the kit doesn't make sense. I'm not sure what they were going for here. I feel like this could have been something else. It should have been something else. I don't know. But the other parts of the kit are good, is the thing. Guaranteed TA, 10% echo, 2-hit flurry. This in and of itself is already great. The nuke on top, dispel cancel, and then I think one of the biggest parts here is like the 1-turn cut to skill cooldown. So this 10-turn cooldown skill is now 5 turns, and it's double strike every 5 turns. You get undying every 5 turns as well. So yeah, she does a lot of personal damage at the end of the day, is what I'm trying to say. This is just my one disappointment, I suppose, the full force counter, which I think is fun. I never get to see. You get to see it on the turn before she dies, basically.
Oh, great.
Because the shield breaks, she takes damage, she's now at 1 HP, Undying's gone, and then that's been mostly my experience.
The weapons. The Gwynne weapon. That one's notable.
It is notable.
What are your thoughts on that?
It's very similar to Cassius' weapon. So Summer Cassius had a TA stamina healing cap weapon. This one is TA attack, raw attack, and then healing cap, and double TA on top of normal attack cap. So I've seen people comparing this to Ilsa weapon. I think that's nuts. there's no universe where this is as good as Ilsa Weapon. Strike on its own is a good mod, but not amazing. It needs the other stuff alongside it, like Ilsa's Weapon, to be really, really good. However, the mods here are good, right? But I do think they're situational. Because, like, on a burst team, the only mod here that I really want is the normal attack cap. So it's not really worth running this. And there's no room either because you have to fit in so many axes and spears at the moment for Lancer Origin. And yeah, in a 10-slot grid, you really only have so much space. So really this comes into play in 13-slot grids and when you really want both TA and healing cap. And the normal attack is just a nice bonus and not really the reason you want to put it in, I feel. I don't know. I haven't bricked it yet. I haven't uncapped it, so we'll see. I probably will once this summer period is over. Yeah. There are plenty of times where I want to use Cassius Weapon in my grid, so this would most of the time I think be better than Cassius Weapon. Unless you really need that stamina, which I don't think you do. I don't think so.
All right, well, please cook me a good Siegfried setup now.
I already got you one.
It failed the other day.
It failed? How?
I think I need to adjust something in my setup. Like something wasn't working.
Did you turn off a skill or something?
I don't think so.
Your spear is 250, right?
Yes. Admittedly, it was SL20 until this morning.
Okay.
But that shouldn't have made a difference.
Yeah. You might have gotten bingoed. There's nothing you can do about getting bingoed.
Yes, maybe.
Yeah. Or Shion didn't triple.
The small chance that Shion didn't triple in the first couple turns, yeah, perhaps.
Yes, so I've made my Shion guaranteed TA, so you might not have done that. Yeah.
She has 87%.
Oh yeah, okay, that's actually a very high chance to not TA. All right. So last time we predicted summer elements. You said light, earth, wind, and dark.
Did I know? Okay.
Yes. So currently wind has happened. I said light, wind, water, earth. So wind and water have both happened. 2. I've got 2 out of 4 so far. Are you still feeling confident with your light, earth, and dark pick?
Honestly, they're mostly hopeful predictions because I don't want to roll them.
And they're not fire. Yeah.
I don't feel like I need to roll these, so I'm happy. But you want to do a 10 for 10er?
Now?
Yeah.
On the collab banner?
I don't want those characters even more than
Can I do collab and you do summer?
Chat, what do we think? Is that allowed? They're gonna say you have to do it on Gala, surely, right?
Cajun said, yeah, waste pools.
We don't get a 10 for 10er on Gala very often, so we have to.
Chat did mention Earth 6 from the event, which is currently up in the air. What's going on with that one? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen from that.
It's allowed, I think. Is this the first 10er for 10er? It is.
It is the first 10 for 10er.
Okay. All right, let me do this. All right, Omi, can you stream yours? I'll bring it up here somehow. One sec, chat. Are we doing it at the same time or should we go one at a time?
We do it at the same time. What are you, crazy?
Okay, it's just more annoying for me to display both at the same time. That's why. Okay, chat. This is gonna look scuffed. This is the first time I'm doing this, so
Don't you have like a browser one? You could just put 2 things on that one.
a browser one on 2 things. Yeah, maybe that's the best way to do it. I'll bring up GBF here. Okay, that this looks scuffed.
I didn't mean like actually put it in the view. I mean like just put 2 captures in this view because it's the widest one that you have.
Yeah. No, I got you.
Chat, he's a professional streamer. For audio-only listeners, you can find DYDK every day at twitch.tv/DY_DK. You can also find him on YouTube. He doesn't stream on Saturdays sometimes. I think he doesn't stream on most afternoons except for Wednesday and what is your schedule?
What on earth are you talking about?
What's the day that you have off? It's
What do you mean?
on Monday and Wednesday.
So Monday,
Your
Wednesday, I
time?
do full streams. Yeah.
Yes. So if you're European, be sure to tune in on those days. This is so. This is
All right.
something. Why didn't
All
you
right.
put? Okay, there you go.
Well, I was just moving it. All right. This is good enough for now. We'll
Sure.
make a new layout for this in the future. This was not planned, as you could tell. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
So I haven't actually done my single. I'll do the tenor first.
Okay.
Are you ready?
But you should do the single and then we do the tenor together.
Fine.
Okay. Podcast is named Tenor for Tenor. Didn't plan to do Tenor for Tenor. It's true.
I know, right? This guy.
Why is your game loading so
Okay.
long?
That was a crazy load.
For
Surely this
rare?
is.
Wow, Mandrake.
You know, I haven't gotten one of those yet. Okay.
Wow.
The Riva Kuda
Yeah.
Core Summon.
Alright, I'm on collab. Ready?
Okay, here we
Alright.
go. Tenor for tenor. You go
You
first.
countdown.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
Are you serious?
Alright.
If he gets anything, by the way, he already has Hitsugaya. He already has both of the regular Gala units. Like, what is he even pulling for at this point?
Nell.
Okay, click your thing.
Alright. That positioning's not good.
I don't think there's anything I need from this. It's a moon, right? It's surely a moon.
Nice FS.
I got a rate up. It's okay. It's fine. I got a rate up.
I got... Okay, I'll take that.
Chat, he's such a sec. He got Lodern.
We take the Lodern.
Isn't that going to be your subtext? Or are you going to go...
No, I was going to go a new character. But this is a stone saved.
I can't believe this guy.
No, it's
I
not
have to
it's a stone saved. Yeah.
pull everything out of my bank account to even pull in this game, and he just gets things.
Alright, anyways. We can say goodbye. That's tenor for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. We might do one next week because it will be after summer stream, but chances are it will be the week after. We'll see. It depends on how much stuff is announced, I think.
We'll see. Okay.
We shall see. All right. Bye-bye.
See you next time.
See you next time. Bye.
I'm freaking hungry. Let me turn on the oven.